Hey y'all, it's T, the pretty little bitch that you've been waiting to see. And today, we're back with another video. So what we're going to do today is a simple little makeup video. I'm going to show y'all how I do my makeup. And you guys can follow along, do your own routine, copy along. You know what I'm saying? No judgment here. Go ahead, you're very welcome to. But without further ado, let's go ahead and just jump right into the video. Okay guys, so the first step when doing your makeup, you want to prime your skin. I'm using the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer, but also before that, make sure that you clean your face and wash your face before applying any products, because the key to flawless smooth makeup is clear smooth skin. I mean, it makes sense, don't it? Right, the math is very much mathing. Okay, you get it? Okay, cool. So just apply our primer. And we're going to rub that in and massage that in everywhere and make sure we spread it everywhere evenly. Then we're going to be applying our makeup. I feel like that ain't enough. Needs more. Okay, so now that we let our primer sit for a few, like 1 or 2 minutes on our face, really let it soak in and let it get tacky, we're going to start with our eyebrows. And we're going to start, first we're going to start shading in our eyebrows. I am going to use a brow tinted gel, but I'm going to use that to sort of like draw on my eyebrows instead of like using it to like really carve anything out yet. Before I start carving anything, I'm gonna fill them in more. So I'm gonna look in this, there's a mirror in front of me, y'all. I gotta clean up for this, sorry. I'm really just filling in the edge of my eyebrow, really. See, I'm gonna show you guys. Now I'm going back to the mirror. And make sure you add some to the front of your brow to really fill that in, especially if they're thinner in the front. Don't worry if you make some kind of mistake or you think they look too crazy right now. We're gonna go in and carve them in a minute, okay? So don't worry. I'm gonna do the same thing for the other brow. Start out at the tail of your eyebrows and just follow along. And just, yeah, you get the point. And then I'm gonna go into the front of my brow to fill that out more. Once we filled them in, I'm gonna try to shape them as much as possible with the spoolie. Drag that tail down, make sure that's sharp, and try to drag it down a little more. Want a bit more length to my eyebrows. Don't worry, y'all, we're gonna clean them up. Don't worry if they look crazy right now. That's not what's important. It's gonna look ugly before it gets beautiful, okay? It's gonna look ugly. Don't worry about that. Trust the process, y'all. Trust the process. Alright, so there we go. Now we're going to move on to we're going to let this sit and dry down for a minute. Then we're going to go into carving our eyebrows. So now that we have filled in our brows, let's go ahead and start carving them out with our concealer. And you guys, when you're using your concealer, well, me personally, this is a personal preference for me. I don't like to use too much because they end up looking like very cakey-ish, you know? Like too much you can like tell. I want the clean carved brow, but I don't want you to like it gets all dry and cakey looking if I put like too much concealer under my eyebrows. I want it to blend seamlessly with my skin. So I'm going to go in the mirror and I'm going to carve them, and I'm going to come back and show you guys, okay? Okay y'all, so now that we have carved out our brows with a bit of concealer, I'm going to take my beauty blender and I'm going to spray it with a little bit of setting spray, just a tad, and then I'm going to pat that out. You get it, right? So I'm gonna do the rest of this in a mirror. That's the next step. Take it, spray it with some setting spray, and pat out the concealer around your brows and on your under eye, okay? Now, I'll be right back when I'm done. Now we have our eyebrows carved out and we have the concealer blended in. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to start applying some concealer to my under eyes, okay? And I'm going to show you guys how I apply it. Alright, so let's go ahead and start applying our concealer. Now before you start just applying your concealer with your applicator, I want you to take that concealer, place it on the back of your hand, and mix it around a little bit. Alright, now that it's on your hand, you can take your brush and start applying it. Don't apply it directly under your eye at first because it'll settle into the wrinkles if you have wrinkles under your eyes. And we don't want that. So I'm going to start by just taking it in here, not too far up, and closer to the corners of my nose. Oh, sorry, I hit my camera. No. And while you're doing that, you kind of want to start shaping out the shape that you're going to be using for your contour when you start contouring your nose. But today, I don't think I'm going to be doing any nose contour because I suck at it. I'm not that good at makeup, y'all. I'm not a makeup artist or anything like that or anything special. So I'm just going to take that, make sure I pat it in well before going in with the same beauty blender from earlier. I'm gonna take that and basically just drag it out. Okay, one side is done. Let's go to the next side. Okay, now that we have our under eye concealer on, we are going to wait and let that sit in for a few minutes before going in with another layer. If that's what you want to do, if you want to make it brighter or just have a bit more extra coverage, then we're going to go ahead and do that. But as for now, we're going to sit and we're going to let this dry down a little bit, okay? Okay, so now that you let your concealer sit for a few minutes, we're going to do a squinch test. So we're going to squint your eyes and see if there are any lines where the concealer has fallen in. Okay, so if you don't see any lines, you can go ahead and you can take a bit of a powder, a setting powder, and you just want to tap it in just a little bit, y'all. Take a little powder, just a tad, just a little bit. Mix it around a little bit. And make sure when you put on your first layer of concealer, please make sure it is not too much because we are going to go in with the second layer to really build that coverage, you know. So what you're going to do is take your first layer of powder and just gently tap it in to your under eye. If y'all wondering why my concealer is looking a little pinkish right now, it's because I forgot to clean this brush when I used it the last time for a video I was supposed to make, like last week, a makeup video, but all of my footage got lost, unfortunately, for that video. I haven't cleaned it since that video, and I use this for my blush, and I'm gonna use it again for my blush, so don't judge me. Like, this is my face. Hello. Yeah, but make sure I tap. Make sure you're tapping it in before you go in with your second layer of concealer. That's why it's a little pink. There's still some blush on my brush. think it looks great, not gonna lie. Just go ahead and add some into your, mostly to like the inner corner of your eye to give it that extra brightness. Now you can actually go in towards your like eyeball, your actual under eye, guys. Sorry, y'all. I keep hitting my camera. I don't mean to hit y'all like that. Okay. So now that that is there, let's go ahead, go back in with the powder puff. Yeah. And let's just tap that and like let's go more on the outside and don't focus too much on the inside or the inner corner of your concealer on your eye. Okay, so now that that's done, let's go ahead and start with our blush and our bronzer. We are nearing the last few steps of our makeup routine, so let's go ahead and do that. Now, usually I would, do I have my concealer? Not my concealer, I have it obviously, but my liquid blush. Do I have my liquid blush? Give me 1 second, guys. I do. I got it, guys. Okay. Okay, so here's the method that we're going to do for the blush. Start with 3 on the tops of your cheek. Then 2 right there. And then this is where we're going to go in with our bronzer. This is where the bronzer starts to come in. And then we're going to add some bronzer right on top of that blush. Sorry y'all, my battery is trying to die on me right now. Add a dot of bronzer right below that, and then add a dot of just concealer right underneath those 2 dots right there. Now that that's done, we're going to go ahead and take a big brush and just start at the top. Then we're going to start going downward. Okay, so that side's all blended in. You see that? And now we're going to start on this side. Do the same thing, just start with the top first so that your blush can really just not really blend in too much with the concealer at the top of your face. Make sure that it's onto your bone and try to get the apples of your cheek as well. Make sure you try to blend that out as well as you can and take it up into the eyebrow a little bit, in your temple. And now that that's there, try to take it up as much as we can. Now we're going to start blending in the second layer and the third layer of concealer. Just take that down. See how easy that was? You see how seamless and flawless that looks? Yes, yes, yes. So, what else is next? After that, I feel like I should add a bit more contour around my forehead, but I feel like that's just extra makeup, and we're gonna do that. Either way, we're gonna do that anyway. So let's like add like one dot here, one in the middle, and one on the other side right here. Not too much. Okay. Now I feel like I want a little bit more bronzer on the side of my cheek and right here. Side of my cheek. Go down. To give it a more cunty, not me using to just try to like sharpen my cheekbones a bit more. I'm gonna take my big fluffy brush. I'm gonna just blend that first. I'm gonna blend this line down first before I go in the side. Do the same thing for this side. Okay. Now that that's blended out, let's go ahead and blend out the 3 dots on our forehead. Okay, so now that that's done, let's go ahead and I feel like we should do some nose contouring. Me personally, I feel like the nose is fine. I think I want to try. No, I'm scared. I don't want to mess it up. I feel like this nose contouring is, my nose is fine. I feel like it's fine. I don't need to contour my nose, honestly. Yeah, it's fine. So then, now that we have everything blended out like so, make sure you take a little bit, a dot of your bronzer. Also apply that to your eyeball. Yeah, apply it to your eyeball. Yes, there's a reason why we're applying it, and you're gonna see it soon, okay? And just take your brush and blend that out onto your eye. Try to like curve it upward to make it a wing with the bronzer, and just cover your eyelid with it. Try to carry that up into an upward motion to really give your eye a snatched look. Can you tell the difference with the bronzer? I feel like we should add a little more. I feel like I should add just a little bit more. Maybe I'm getting greedy. Maybe I'm getting a tad bit greedy, y'all. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Getting a little greedy. The bronzer. Okay, I feel like that's perfect. Let's not go crazy overboard now. Let's not go crazy. Okay. So now that we have applied our bronzer and most of our makeup routine is nearly complete. We're not done just yet. So now that we have our bronzer on our eyelids, I want to go back in with a bit more blush. Do I? Let me make sure. I want to go in with the powder blush. Just a tad to really add an extra pop, you know? saying, just to add a little more. First start tapping it before, you know, because you never know, it might be too much and it starts to get cakey, so you might just want to tap 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 and work it in. Don't go too crazy with it, y'all. Not yet. But if crazy is your style, then go for it. Absolutely. I'm going to take some of that same blush and I'm going to add it to the inner corner of my eye. This is also an easy way to like do eyeshadow if you don't really know how to do eyeshadow. So I'm going to take my brush, medium one, tap it in to my powder blush. And I'm just going to take that into the corner of my eye and tap first. And just build how much, just for how much pigment you want. Just build it. Just add more to your heart's desire. I feel like you guys can't see it, so I'm gonna go in the mirror and I'm gonna do this and I'll be right back with you guys, okay? Y'all, please tell me why my camera ran out of storage again. Like, I just can't catch a break. Like, what? Y'all, I didn't even notice until I already finished my lashes. I already put on some more blush on my cheeks and my eyelids. And I put on some lip gloss. But yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Love you. Bye.